I'm going to issue a trigger warning for this video because if it is as hard to listen as it was to make, you're going to need it. It's going to be a little bit long, but I have a point. I saw a video from an account that's now banned, talking about how his neighborhood was so white, name your racist statement. The video, as problematic as it was, wasn't even the problem. It was the comments in the video piling on to their neighborhood was so white, name your racist statement. Even though I know a ton of history as to why some neighborhoods are so white, I really wanted to get into it and break it down. Go back to the history, to the root of why some neighborhoods are so white. And this is what I found. Starting from what might not even be the beginning. 1857, Seneca Village in Manhattan, New York. A thriving black community was completely displaced so they could build Central Park. 1898, in Wilmington, North Carolina, the place I went to college. There was a thriving multiracial town there with a black electorate, black-owned businesses. The black community was thriving within this town. White supremacists didn't like that. They mobbed the town. They unalived dozens, including black leaders. And they ran the rest of the black leaders and their families out of town. There was a black newspaper office that was thriving. They burned that too. 1907, in Greensburg, Indiana, a white supremacist mob attacked black-owned businesses and homes, driving out black families and creating a sundown town. 1908, in Springfield, Illinois, white supremacists rioted for 4 days, burning down black-owned businesses, attacking black families in their homes, unaliving at least 8 people, and driving out at least 2,000 people. 1912, Forsyth County in Georgia, Night Rider mobs burned down churches in Oscarville, forcing 1,098 black residents out of the area, leaving the county all white for generations. 1917, East St. Louis, Illinois. White supremacist mobs unalived between 39 and 150 black residents and destroyed 6,000 homes, displacing thousands of black families. 1919, Elaine, Arkansas, the Red Summer. Black sharecroppers were unionizing, and white supremacists didn't like that. They burned down their homes, their schools, and unalived 800 black residents. 1921, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Black Wall Street. White supremacist mobs looted and burned 35 city blocks. They destroyed an estimated 1,200 homes, 600 businesses, and took 300 lives. Black Wall Street had been thriving. Business owners, bankers, educated people, just thriving. And white supremacists didn't like that. And I'm not done. 1923, Rosewood, Florida. A white woman falsely accused a black man of assaulting her, which led a white mob to attack the town for days. They burned homes, tortured and unalived people, and permanently displaced residents. 1950s to 1960s, Haiti District, Durham, North Carolina, my hometown. This was the second Black Wall Street, and a well-established middle-class black district. It rivaled Tulsa. And then the federal government decided that it was a good idea to do an urban renewal program where they would build new roads and new bridges. It sounded good, but the new roads and new bridges targeted thriving black communities as their new location. Because of that program, the Haiti District was targeted, and they demolished that thriving town, full of black educated entrepreneurs, just to build the Durham Freeway. For those of you at home, that's NC Highway 147. That highway was created with the sacrifice of a thriving black district, and many of our families could have been directly affected by that. Thousands were displaced. They demolished 4,000 black homes and 200 black-owned businesses for that highway. Now, starting from the 1930s and on, all of these displacements of the black community pushed these people into ghettos. It was by design. The federal government tore down the slums and built concrete rises that we know of as Section 8. They forced black families to live in these concrete rises by forcing them out of white towns, by disrupting their thriving settlements, and by using and creating loan processes and credit scores to keep the black community in check. Redlining saw many families denied for loans in certain neighborhoods, marking black people as a risk simply because they were black. They were forced into these ghettos, these concrete rises, and provided very little resources for the communities that they were forced into. They were kept there through redlining. Even black veterans were denied GI Bills and loans for a new home after they served their country. Movies and media were made about black people who lived in these concrete rises to perpetuate the thought that black people were supposed to be there, and there by their own choices. It has even been speculated, and whistleblowers have come out saying that the CIA intentionally introduced white powder and other things into black communities on purpose to stagnate them, get them addicted to something, to destroy their drive for success, and make them destroy themselves from within. And even in 1992, 60% of black home applicants were denied. The black communities were forced into government housing, given very little resources or jobs or opportunities to better themselves, causing them to have to use government subsidies like SNAP and Medicaid. And this gets me to my point. Many times, even well-meaning white people think that the largest recipients of Medicaid and SNAP and WIC and Section 8 are the black community. They don't know, which is why it was so easy for Bone Spurs to perpetuate the lie that programs like DEI affected the black community. They don't know. They thought that their redlining and racist programs kept the black community in the ghettos. They think that black communities are still rife with crime. They don't know. They don't know that the highest beneficiaries of DEI are white women, that the lowest beneficiaries of DEI are black women. They don't know that the highest educated class in America are black women. They don't know that the highest recipients of Medicaid and SNAP are white people, generally white women with children. When white people think of the black community, they still think urban cities, those concrete rises. They don't know. They don't know that the black community has once again risen up. That 46% of the black population are in the middle class. That 28% of the black community holds a bachelor's or higher. That 43% of the black community own homes. Even though, and I can attest to this, being a 3-time homebuyer, it is 10 times harder for us to do that. The black population was about 10.5% in the 1960s. It is about 15.2% today. If you were including multiracial people, which we certainly are, and if you have a problem with that, look no further than the 1-drop rule. My point is this. There are reasons why, when you think black people, certain things come to mind. But I want to encourage the black community by showing us some truths. We are thriving right now. Black-owned businesses are up. Our education is up. Our children are growing and thriving. Now, this may not be everywhere. You may be looking at this video and saying, I'm not. But trust me, you will. We've got you. If there is something that you are trying to do and you need a little push and you need a little help and you need a little encouragement, say so down in the comments so we can encourage you and be there for each other. Because through everything in history, all of the times that we have had to start over, all of the times that they have destroyed what we built, we've managed to do it this time right under their noses, while they still think we're in the concrete rises.